You're the host.
Yeah.
So if you,
Yep. Recording has started.
perfect. Jazakallah khair. All right, let's get back to sharing my screen. And perfect. All right, wonderful. We're back here again. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Sister Alzina Salim. I am the principal of ICN Al-Falah Academy. You are all here, hopefully in the right place. It's the parent orientation session for the 2021-2022 school year. We are so excited that you are all here today. Jazakallah khair for being here. This is truly the first step in ensuring the success of your child's Islamic learning. So let's begin with a hadith. The best of charity is when a Muslim man gains knowledge and then he teaches it to his Muslim brother. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So knowledge is very vast, right? And I truly believe that this hadith really speaks to each of us here today. You know, that our teachers are doing their magic in the classroom. During the school week, our parents and students are building upon the learning that they, received over the weekend. And our teachers and staff are continuously tweaking their methods with the feedback from the parents, the administration, and of course their students as well. So this truly speaks to all of us here. And great to begin in the name of Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So our administrative team, I know I touched upon this just a few minutes ago, but we have an amazing, mashallah, administrative team. Many of us actually, just looking down the names, most of us have been here for years. I myself have been with ICN Al-Falah Academy for 15 years now. I started teaching it when it was at Benedictine and then Niqua and at Fisher. I was in administration for 5 years as an academic co-chair, and I became the principal last year for our online school year, and again, the principal again. And I am super excited to embark upon this journey once again. Another unique year, but inshallah, with everyone's du'as, a successful year. Our vice principal, Brother Naeem Husseini, I'm not sure how your screens look, but if you can see Brother Naeem, we'll have him wave. He is our vice principal. He's been here for as long as I have. He has been instrumental in building the youth program, our older students program for 8th, 9th, and it used to be 10th graders as well. He built that up from the foundation and grew it to what it is today, an amazing program for our youth. Sister Fakhra Retiwala is here. If you can give a little wave, if folks can see your face. Sister Fakhra Retiwala is an amazing team member. She is actually living in Boston for the past 3 years. She was here in Naperville for 2 years and loved ICN Al-Falah Academy so much that she's actually been working with us remotely for the past 3 years. As our academic lead currently, she supports all of our team leads that you'll see on the next slide. Brother Amin Galaria, this year he's working with the security team as he has in the past. Last year he had stepped up to become our technology lead, did an amazing job with our technology volunteers, played a vital role to our program last year with it being online. And in the unfortunate event that we may, because of district guidelines, have to go online, inshallah he will be stepping up again to that role. Sister Asfa Fakhruddin, I have my screen up. If you're present, please give a little wave to the parents out there. She is our staff lead. She helps with recruiting and building our staff for our teachers, our TAs, and our volunteers. If you've been in the community, Sister Asfa has been with this school for, as long as I have. Her and her husband, her whole family played a vital role to the success and what Al-Falah is today. Sister Sayeda Azim, she is a new lead this year. She's been on the security team for years. This year, she stepped up to take on a new role on our new team, our COVID response team lead. And we'll talk a lot about all the mitigation strategies that we've put forth to ensure make this year a safe and healthy one for everyone. Brother Ashfaq Iqbal is our security team lead once again. Last year, he took a little hiatus because we were online. Obviously, no need for a security team, but we have him here again this year. The security team does an amazing job manning our hallways and keeping our school safe and protected. And Sister Aisha Anis, she's our administrative lead. She supports each and every one of us. Every time you see an email that's coming from the principal email, she's supporting me with those. She's answering all the admin at ICN school emails. She helps us with our incentive prizes, our attendance, and I could keep going on and on of, a vital role on our team. So you can see that the school is not a one-man, one-woman job. It's truly a team, and this is our administrative team. Our academic team, which of course the school is, founded on our academics. Sister Maham Gulzar, Islamic Studies. Sister Asfa Fakhruddin, our Quran team lead. Sisters Fakhra Ratiwala and Sister Shifa Ali, our connections leads. Brother Naeem Hussaini and Brother Aman Patel, our youth program leads. Brother Aman Patel is our newest member to our academic team. He stepped up from the role of a teacher for so many years to now our youth program lead. He also is the lead of the boys youth program at ICN, the ICN youth team. So we're excited to have his talent and creativity now at Al-Falah as well. Sister Adwa Abdul, she's our Arabic team lead, and Brother Farhan Shah is our special needs program team lead, our Muslim certified special needs program. So let's start with our goal and our motto. Here at ICN Al-Falah Academy, our goal is to nurture and empower our students through Islamic knowledge and application to become proud Muslim ambassadors and strong community citizens. Our motto, if you've seen on the bottom of our logo, and you can see here in your right-hand corner of the screen, is love, live, learn Islam, or learn, live, love Islam. So the learning portion is that informational knowledge, the knowledge that our students gain from their Quran classes, their Islamic studies classes. The live portion is really that transformational part of our curriculum. It's what they get through their Connections course. And this year you'll see that Connections is embedded into our Quran and our Islamic studies classes. It's the portion of our programming that allows our students to apply that informational knowledge to their everyday lives and really develop their Muslim identity. And then we've got the love portion. This comes when individuals are seeking to learn. They want to learn more about their religion. They want to share it. And they want to repeat that cycle. And that's when you have that deeper pride that's been built in who you are as a Muslim. So it doesn't always go in this order. For many, it does. For our younger kids, sometimes it starts with the love. They come in, they're young, they're excited to learn, they're just happy to be there around kids. And they already are proud to be Muslim. And then slowly as they get older, they start learning information, living that information, transforming and really building their Muslim identity. So our goal and our motto here at Al-Falah Academy. A quick overview of this school year. We'll go in depth into many of these items. We are 100% in learning at Fisher Middle School. Our curriculum consists of Islamic Studies, Quran, and Connections, again, is embedded within those two subject areas. We have a collaboration with ICN Youth, with our youth program. So ICN Youth holds many creative activities, social events for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, high schoolers. And we encourage attendance at those events. So you'll see those events posted in our principal emails as well as on our website. We have many connections events throughout the year. Events such as community service events, project-based learning events, speakers. We have an elective Arabic program that's from 9 to 10 in the morning prior to the regular school day. We have our Muslim Certified Special Needs program, and I'm going to put a little plug in there. This program started, I believe, this is our 6th year with the program. And, you know, alhamdulillah, ICN Al-Falah Academy was the first weekend school in the nation to begin a Muslim Certified Special Needs program. So we really pride ourselves on that. Curricular events, we'll have author visits. Our quiz bowl competition will take place as usual. Surah Club, Qiraat competition, and Muslims around the world. When I show you the calendar, we'll talk about those dates. Extracurricular events. If the COVID situation allows for it, we'll have school-wide games, community service events that are maybe in school or outside of the school, and smaller social gatherings to really help our families and our students develop those friendships and bonds between Muslims. We have our new COVID response team. We talked about our project-based learning. We have incentive prizes for our students, our STAR students that I'll talk about as well a little later. And we have Asad the lion. He is our school mascot. If you don't know what he looks like, that's Asad the lion there in the picture. He joins us once in a while from the zoo. Our younger kids love Asad. He's friendly and engaging, and we're excited to have him again at the school. This is a picture of Fisher Middle School. It is a District 204, Naperville District 204 school. Each year we rent the facility from the district, and we are very, very grateful for this opportunity again. We definitely have to adhere to their guidelines, the school guidelines as well as district guidelines. And this year we have these added COVID district guidelines that we need to adhere to. So it's important to remember as parents and to remind your students that this is a privilege for us to have this facility for, you know, the number of students that we have, and we'd like to keep this opportunity this year and for years to come. So the address is here. It's also provided in our principal emails as well as our website, and I'll show you our website in a little bit too. There's a wealth of information on that website. Our 9 a.m. elective program begins from 10 to 12:05. We have our pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade classes. They end a little bit earlier, and you'll see why. From 10 to 12:20 p.m., we have our second grade and up class time from 10 to 12:20 p.m. Again, 100% in-person learning. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, we are truly blessed to have this opportunity. Masks are required for every single person in the building, not in the mouth, but on the mouth and the nose, inshallah. And we'll remind our students of that throughout the day. Hopefully we won't have to. All right, so drop-off procedures. When you come to the school, if you've been there before, you're familiar with the layout, but there's a front door circle drive lane that's one way. To the west of the school, there is a large parking lot. To the east of the school, there's a smaller parking lot. That smaller parking lot is for staff. The larger parking lot would be for our parents and families. So 9 a.m., these are our drop-off procedures. These will be reiterated on our website as well as our principal's email. They will also be on signs outside of the school each day, each Saturday. All Arabic students will enter through the small gym, the west entrance. So your best bet is to park in the parking lot, and the students will enter through the small gym. The younger students will be held in the gym, socially distanced with their teachers, and the older students for the first few weeks will be taken to the cafeteria, which is neighboring right next to, adjacent to the small gym, and they'll be held there until the teachers will walk them to their classes. In terms of COVID mitigation strategies, we are only, well, in the district, only 50 students are allowed in any large space. So that means cafeteria and gym. So you might see that we've placed students in different areas. That is the reasoning behind it. So again, and we'll say this too, we really appreciate your support and patience with all of these changes and the little logistics, the details and the logistics and adherence to them. At 10 a.m., we have our pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade drop-off. That will be at the small gym west entrance as well. Again, the best bet is for parents to park. There is no circle drive drop-off like in other preschools. This is a park and bring your child to the door scenario. No parents are allowed in the building. No visitors are allowed in the building. It's due to social distancing, numbers in the building, but also everyone entering the building must be self-certified. Our second grade and up will enter through the main entrance, the front door. As they come in, our security team will ask them from both entrances to sanitize their hands. We'll have hand sanitizer there. It doesn't matter if you just came from home, you are required to hand sanitize, have your mask on, and you can enter the building. Our security staff will also help students try to keep that social distancing while they're walking through the hallways as well. So that's the drop-off procedures. Pretty simple. We're going to go to pickup. A little bit more complicated. Again, we're going to review all of this, and inshallah, it won't be an issue. This self-certification URL will come up many times on this slideshow. If you have not self-certified your child or children, please do that. You will see on the first day, every student will get checked in. If your child is not self-certified, they will not be allowed in the building. District and state guidelines. Pickup. So our first set of pickup procedures, our younger students end at 12:05. You'll see here that their pickup is a 10-minute time frame. Please be aware of this. If you don't pick up your child by 12:15, they will be moved to the cafeteria and cannot be picked up until everyone has left the building, which is 12:45 p.m. So please be on time to pick up your pre-K and kindergarten and first grade children from 12:05 to 12:15. You will come to the small gym doors for pre-K to kindergarten, the large gym doors, which are again against the parking lot. For the first grade students, we will have security team members at the door. You will come to the door, tell them your child's name, and the security team member will go get your child for you and bring them out. Again, your patience is much needed for these first few weeks, especially this Saturday, inshallah. We know there will be lines, but inshallah, as the weeks progress, this process will get faster and easier for everyone. So pickup for these younger guys are from the gym by parents. Pick up at 12:20 p.m. So the rest of the school, second grade and up, they finish at 12:20 p.m. every Saturday. Second, third, and fourth grade students will need to be picked up by a parent at the gym doors again. Second grade and fourth grade boys will be in the small gym. Third grade and fourth grade girls will be in the large gym. Yes, we split fourth grade. Again, when we count our numbers, we cannot have more than 50 in a gym. So this was the best combination. We split by gender. We will have these signs outside to remind those who are picking up as well. For now, we will have parents coming to the door for second, third, and fourth graders. We did send out a feedback form in our parent email regarding second, third, and fourth grade pickup. I'd highly advise everyone who has a second, third, and fourth grader to provide their feedback on that form. It's mainly to decide whether we want to hold them and have them released by security, or whether parents would prefer their in their personal situation, their their children to just be released through, through the door to find their parents on the sidewalk. Okay, so please fill out that form. For now, parents are required to come to the gym doors to pick up 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders. Our 5th and 6th graders will all come out door 2. If you're looking at the main entrance of the school, it's the door just to the left. So it's still facing the circle drive and the main entrance. And the 7th, YP1 and YP2, or YP Junior, YP Senior, as they're now called, they will all come out the front door. There is no one telling them when they come out. They will come out and wait on the sidewalk for you. Be sure to speak to your children about how you're going to pick them up, your pickup procedures for your personal situation for your family. We will have security members and teachers outside helping students keep their masks on and reminding them of social distancing as well. There's a lot of information we're going over. Inshallah, at the end of the presentation, we're all happy to take questions. So we'll just hold those questions till the end, inshallah. Saturday class schedule. So we went over a little bit of this. Let's look at pre-K through first. Arabic, they go from 9 to 9:55. From 10 to 10 a.m., only levels 1A and 1B will be allowed a snack. They will be taken to the cafeteria. In the cafeteria, seats are X'd out where students cannot sit, so they will be sitting socially distanced. These level 1A and 1B students will bring their own snack for snack time. If they don't have a snack, that's fine, but we will not be providing any snack for free or for purchase. The older Arabic students, so levels 2A, 2B, 3A, and 3B, will go straight to their first period class. Originally, we had all of our Arabic students having a snack. Again, we're limited to 50 students, and the team felt it was best at this point to allow it for the youngest students. So they do have a snack. We'll talk about food options in a second. The second through the older Arabic students, again, they'll go straight to their first class. 10 a.m. is when school starts. Now it looks like school doesn't start till 10:15 according to the schedule. It actually starts at 10 a.m. We do have a staggered drop-off time. That is to allow for social distancing. We do understand that we can't just have an influx of students or a crowd of students running to classes. We do need to maintain that social distancing so the teachers know that that period of time is still a work time. It's a bell work time for the students, where teachers will give students independent work, maybe a reflection, a review from the day before, a reflection, maybe some sort of topic or question to build upon the lesson for the day. For younger kids, it might be coloring. Whatever it is, it's some sort of independent work. So the teacher can take attendance and can write down which student is sitting where. That's one of our COVID mitigation strategies, to track our seating arrangements. For our younger kids, classes are 50 minutes long. Pickup again is from 12:05 to 12:15. For our older kids, class is 1 hour long. Again, 2 periods this year, Islamic studies and Quran. Youth program is a little bit different, and you'll find out more details about youth program on curriculum day, which is October 2nd, and we'll go over that as well in a little bit. But 2 periods, and connections again is embedded into those 2 periods. And then pickup for our older kids is between 12:20, 12:35, but please come by 12:20. That time frame is, just to allow for the movement of cars. The school, again, is rented, so we do have to be out of the building at a certain time. Snack for Arabic levels 1A and 1B only. No tree nuts or peanut products are allowed. If there are additional allergies that pop up in those classes, we will inform those specific families as well. We have many allergies in the school. Some are ingestion, some are to touch, and we're not sure this year. We have had airborne allergies to nuts. So please, please, please be cognizant of the snack that you're sending with your child. No food whatsoever is allowed in the classrooms. That's been a Fisher Middle School policy for years. And again, it's the same this year as well. And if you've been here in previous years, we've had lunch for the school. Lunch was included. We've had Doher prayer and congregation. This year, we've, at least for the first semester, we do not have those opportunities due to the health situation that we currently have. If that changes, it may change for second semester, but we'll keep everyone posted. All right, so our school calendar, I'm actually just gonna share my screen again. Hopefully everyone can see the ICN Al-Falah Academy website. It is www.icnschool.org. Please memorize that, keep that in mind. It will be up to date. If you click here, you'll get the weekly parent email. I know we've had many emails, many phone calls regarding not, I can't find my parent email, can't find it. Sometimes you find it in junk, sometimes you don't. It will always be here for you if you click on this link. And there are a lot of other resources here. We'll go to For Parents up here on the tab and click on School Calendar. So our school calendar is here. So you guys can, make your family schedules and show according to the schedule as well. You can see our first day of school. There will not be a meet and greet. We did advertise a meet and greet in previous emails and communication. We had hoped to have parents come meet the teachers as well, but again, unfortunately, due to the COVID situation, we cannot have that. So we just have a first full day of school this Saturday, inshallah. You can see our curriculum day is October 2nd via WebEx. We'll share those details as that approaches. You can see when our breaks are. Parent-teacher conferences fall on December 18th, right now at ICN Ogden. And Muslims Around the World is an annual event that our families love. It showcases all the different cultures, Muslim cultures around the world. We have food, clothing, artifacts, students talking about their countries that they've researched. So it's been, a wonderful event for our families and community. Inshallah, we pray that we can have it in person again this year. YP check-in is important if your child is a YP senior, which is a 9th grade student. These are the dates that your child's gonna come. They do not come to school on the other dates. You'll find out more about what they're doing on those other dates at curriculum day. And I'm sure their youth program is also sending out emails to those families as well. We do have a new break at the end of the year, our Eid break, the last 2 weekends, the last 10 days of Ramadan, inshallah. And then we'll end with 2 final days after Ramadan. So this is our calendar on our website. Academics, one of the main reasons that your children are coming to school is for the academics. Our expectations and rules for our school will be presented to the students on the first day. These expectations and rules are almost similar, if not the exact same expectations and rules that your child would have in their everyday public or private school. Be safe, be responsible, be respectful, and we've added be a good Muslim. So we hold our students up to these rules. We expect them to behave. We expect them to, complete their homework on time. We expect them to attend. Our attendance policy is also on our website for unexcused absences, tardies, and missing homework. So that's all on there as well. So we do hold our students up to that same standard for our Islamic school. Attendance, like I said, is mandatory. This year, we are requiring any absence to be submitted via this tiny URL, Al-Falah absences. This same URL is also at the bottom of every principal email. I believe it's on our website, and if it isn't, we will be adding it there. I believe it's on one of the pages. I'll get to that in a second. This form, if you click on it, you'll see you're going to provide your student's name and information. If they're not ill and they're missing school, there's a box to mark as well. But if they are ill, we need to know what is going on with your child. If they have COVID, if it's something else, if you're not sure, you will receive a phone call if your child was missing school and they were ill, and we'll work with you and your family from there to see what the best and the appropriate next steps are for your family and your child. It may affect other children in your family as well, but again, we'll take that as on a case-by-case basis. If your child does have to quarantine or miss school for multiple weeks, we will work with your child. Your teacher will work with your child on keeping up to pace with the curriculum so they don't fall behind. Class schedule. I'm going to bring over our website again. If you go to academics on our website, you'll see the tab class schedule, and you will see our class schedule. You'll see your students. If your student is in pre-K, you'll see their room number, you'll see the section, you'll see the teacher's name, the TA's names. You'll see your Quran teacher's names and the TA's names. We'll talk about Google Classroom in a little bit, but this is our entire schedule, dismissal information, and classroom information as well. Google Classroom is the way that our teachers communicate with their students and communicate with you parents. So we understand that the younger kids probably won't be logging into Google Classroom by themselves. They may be, after last year, everyone has become very tech savvy, has way surpassed me for sure, all those little kids. But Google Classroom is a way that we communicate. So your teachers will post their lessons, homework assignments, projects, upcoming activities. We'll post flyers on there, any like author events or social events, and discussion questions. So Google Classroom is a great way to keep in touch with what your child is doing at school, to also communicate with the teacher, because you can private message her in there as well. Your child can also ask questions via Google Classroom. The reason we're using this learning management platform is because many of our students are already or have been using this platform for years, and especially last year as well. If you did not receive the registration email that went out last night, we do know that many emails went to folks' spam or junk folders. Please check your spam or junk folder. If you still cannot find that email, it did have Google Classroom information in it. Please email admin@icnschool.com and you can get your Google Classroom information. If you can't do that before Saturday, please don't worry. We'll talk about the first day. Your child will receive her grade, her section, her classroom numbers, her Google Classroom information when he or she checks in on the first day. So we apologize for the glitch in the registration emails. Please try to find them. If not, please don't worry if you did not get one of those. Standards-based grading. So we will grade your students on their work. It is not a letter grade. This is not letter grading. So your student won't be receiving an A or a B. They'll be receiving a number from 1 to 5. So a standard would be something of the sort that, I can recite Surah Fatiha. When the teacher tests them, we have various different assessment methods, but, for here, obviously memorization, the teacher will test them and they will receive a number score from 1 to 5, with 5 being mastery. This type of grading scale allows our students, our teachers, and our parents to really see, where that child needs additional support. When you get a letter grade, you got a B, what went wrong? What did I not understand, right? Standards-based grading gives us that granular perspective. It also helps us see, progress. And we need to remember that Islamic school or any school is not about the grade, right? It's about the hard work, the effort that, your child puts in. It's about learning, understanding concepts, and applying those concepts. So standards-based grading really helps all of you as parents help your children, either meet those standards. If they, fell behind, you guys can help at home, or, helps you understand, we need to push our child a little bit further. They're doing very well in their class, inshallah. All right, differentiation activities. So we get a lot of questions about this. Oftentimes in our Arabic and Quran classes specifically, we have students at varying knowledge levels, and that's okay. That happens. Our teachers are prepped and equipped with differentiation activities that enable them to work with, teams of students of the same ability level. And they've also been equipped with strategies to combine knowledge levels. Students working with other students at different levels helps to empower our students, helps to inspire some students. So there are activities in place for that. Participation is much needed. Let's go back one. Sorry about that. Participation is much needed in class. Besides the fact that it shows the teacher that the student is listening, it also is really important because the more scientifically proven that the more senses that are used when learning in terms of hearing and then, speech, the more retention of information. And then we have our star students. Each teacher each week is allowed to choose 2 students as star students. And you'll see their names on our weekly email. They'll be listed. At the end of the semester, they'll be entitled to prizes. We don't know how that's going to be set up this year. We'll see. In the past, it's been little shops where students can come and choose their prizes. So that behavior, the star students are awarded through participation in the classroom, on Google Classroom, homework completion, thoroughness of homework, modeling good behavior, helping other students, all that good stuff. Curriculum Day is on Saturday, October 2nd, 2021, online. Our COVID response team. So some of the mitigation strategies that are in place that have also been sent through our principal email already. Self-certification per district requirements is monthly. Again, there's our URL. I will plug this in again. If you have not filled it out for each student, each child in your family, please complete that before the weekend. It will save everyone a lot of time in our check-in process on Saturday morning. We will have this form again at the end of September for the month of October. If transmission levels are reduced in the district, they will reduce that to quarterly in terms of when the self-certification is needed. Again, no one's allowed in the building without that form. Absences, we talked about that. A form submission is required. Masks, we talked about this in the building, and if the teachers take the students out for an activity, masks are required. Social distancing right now is currently at 3 feet. Desks are in place for that. Also, I never mentioned that in the small gym, there are ropes that have been taped at 3 feet markings. So students, like younger students, when they're lined up in the gym, they will be able to clearly see where they need to stand to be socially distanced. Cleanliness etiquette, our teachers, security team will be reminding our students, hand washing, sanitizing, respiratory etiquette, no visitors and parents in the building. If we do have a student that is exhibiting, excessive COVID type symptoms, teachers have been asked to send them to the administration, and then we'll deal with that on a case-by-case basis. If you are a health professional, anyone here, any parent, a physician, a PA, a nurse, a pharmacist, I'm sure there's many more that I'm missing. If you are a health professional and you want to volunteer, this is your URL. We'll put this in the next principal's email as well. You can sign up for specific days. We would love to have you on board to help with our nursing station, if you want to call it that, our health station in our school. So please, please, please do sign up. We do need your help, even if it's just once during the year. We love the help. Additional support in our school, we have, like I mentioned, an amazing security team. They wear bright yellow shirts with the word security on them, so our students know who to go to if they're lost or need some support. We will have our resource police officer for additional protection at the school from the Aurora Police Department. Sometimes they're helping at the circle drive. Please be kind to them and, observe, the directional strategies that they're trying to encourage at drop-off time. Emergencies, our teachers are equipped with fire tornado drill procedures. We will have a fire drill within the coming weeks with our teachers, and we will also have ALICE training. This is training for any emergency situation, unidentified individual in the building. So we will have that training for our teachers as well, inshallah, in the coming weeks. Registration and payment team, again, this was on the email that was sent out last night. If you can't find it, you can email registrations@icnschool.org. You can email admin@icnschool.org. I'm going to show you the website once again. I told you it's a wealth of information. When you go to the home page, there's multiple places to find this. You can click on pay your fees online, and it will tell you, the cost of the tuition. And then if you don't know your exact amount for your family, email admin@icnschool.com and you just click here to pay. So no worries about the email. If you have it, great, you can pay through there. If not, there's multiple ways of getting that information. If your child has allergies, yes, we don't have lunch this year, but please do send, especially if you have an Arabic student that's eating a snack, but please do send your student with their needed medications in their backpack. The teachers will be having EpiPen training in the coming weeks as well, and they will be informed that medications should be in the backpacks. Benadryl, inhaler, EpiPen, and if you have an action plan from your allergist, your child's allergist, please provide that as well in the backpack. That is needed as well. Let's see. All right, wonderful. I'm going to hand it over to Brother Naeem Husseini, our Vice Principal, and he's going to talk a little bit about parental collaboration.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Sister Lazina mentioned I'm Naeem Husseini. I'm the Vice Principal, and I'm also a co-lead for the youth program at Al-Falah. And I'll take some time and just talk about the parental collaboration. We as parents, I myself being a parent at Al-Falah, we know that we're here and we've enrolled our children because we realize the importance and the responsibility on us of instilling these Islamic values, instilling Islamic education upon our children. So obviously, alhamdulillah, you're all here. You've registered your children. You have that in mind. So alhamdulillah, we're here. I just want to sort of highlight some of the aspects around that. We often acknowledge our team. Sister Alzina has talked about all of this effort that's been put into getting us to this point, right? Getting us ready for day one, getting us ready for the entire academic year. There have been countless hours that have been spent, a lot of tireless volunteers that have put in that effort. So we acknowledge our team, but parents really are an extension of our team, right? That's really what I want to highlight over here. We at the Academy have 2 hours with the students, but the parents have the rest of the week, right? So it's a really small slice of time that we have. And it's really important that the parents, complement what is being taught at Al-Falah with what's, what they're teaching at home. So I really want to request that the parents are involved, whether it's checking out Google Classroom regularly, whether it's engaging, you do have access to Al-Falah teachers. So please, reach out to them. If you don't understand what's happening in class, please do ask questions. They've been told that, the they've had adequate training on how to engage and collaborate and with the parents as well. So inshallah, this is going to be a very collaborative effort in terms of Islamic learning. What you're modeling, the good behavior at home, inshallah, is only going to, what they learn at Al-Falah is going to continue. You can continue to extend that at home, whether it's, teaching them something around Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example. You're already working on Salah. Hopefully that's being complemented with what's being taught at Al-Falah. So again, the point is like, encouraging children. It's already a tough, and it's been a tough year last year for the children with the online environment. Now we're going back, as you heard from Sister Elzina, alhamdulillah, we're going back in this in-person mode, but we're still not back to where we were 2+ years ago. So it's really important that parents are more involved than they've ever been before and just helping the children out. At the end of the day, they're at the center of this, and we can do our part. And so let's collaborate and make sure the parents are understanding what's being taught and taking it to the next level, inshallah. So the learning continues once the students leave Fisher. So please, that's what I want to emphasize here. And then we've heard quite a bit about COVID mitigation strategies. It's really important we get that cooperation. Sister Elzina did mention earlier that, we are asking for some patience. Please cooperate with the volunteers. Inshallah, we are walking that fine line to do our best to come back in person and provide this Islamic education, but also keep everyone safe. So it's a very tough job, and alhamdulillah, the volunteers have come together, but hopefully, inshallah, the parents will understand and work with us. And on that note, you've heard Sister Elzina talk a few times in different aspects, whether it's the nursing stations or the call for volunteers. There's a link coming up at the end, but really it's been meetings like these where our parents have come to an understanding of what goes on behind the scenes to get us ready. So if you feel that you are capable of contributing anywhere, please do let us know. Provide us that feedback if you feel something's not working well. We would love it if you have that expertise and you can give us that time. You can roll up your sleeves and come in and work with us. And frankly, in the last several years we've been with the Academy, the quality of the Academy, that whether it's education or the administrative area, has gone up only because of meetings like these and where people have stepped up and stepped in to help us do better. So with that, just requesting everyone to just continue to collaborate, and your involvement is critical in every which way you can imagine. Jazakallah khair.
Wonderful. Jazakallah khair, Brother Naeem. Some dates to remember. We're almost finished with the presentation. Amazingly, I think we've made it on time. So dates to remember. Again, our first day of school, Saturday, September 11th, Fisher Middle School, in person. It is not a meet and greet. Parents are not coming in the building for that day. Last day for waitlist acceptance. So for those of you here who have children that are on the waitlist, again, our class size has been limited to 20 students per section, so 40 per grade level. Many of our grade levels are complete, but we do have movement in the first few weeks. So that's why our wait list is still open. Friday, September 24th is the last day that you would hear from us if your child were to be accepted to the school. We wish we could take everyone, but again, for the health and safety, of our community, we had to limit the class sizes this year. Curriculum day again, Saturday, October 2nd. Look out for information in the principal's email.
Are you cookie today? You ate cookie today? In school? Yeah.
If you could mute yourself, that would be wonderful. Jazakallah khair. Family social event is Sunday, October 31st in the evening. Hopefully we can schedule that, again, depending on the current situation. Parent-teacher conferences are Saturday, December 18th at ICN Masjid, as well as the Muslims Around the World event. Remember, parent-teacher conferences does not mean that's the only time or the first time you can speak to your teachers. Their information is provided on Google Classroom. Your students will also be coming home with a welcome letter on Saturday that lists your teacher's information and their email information as well, so that you can be in touch with them too. So again, Jazakallah khair immensely for being here today, for taking the time, the first steps in registering your child, the time in reading through all the emails, for filling out all the forms. Again, as Brother Naeem said, for volunteering as well. Fill out this form. There are many positions: security team, special events teams, and then please, please, please self-certify your children before Saturday. It's a quick form. You've probably done it for, doctor's offices or your children's public schools, but we really need that. It's mandatory. Again, Jazakallah khair for your continued support and feedback. Please keep the school in your duas. With that, I'd like to open up the platform to questions. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see faces.
So right. There are some questions in the chat. Would you like me to read them to you, and we can go through them quickly? And
sure.
Okay. So how do I know my ICN Gmail ID?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How do I know my my ICN Gmail ID is a question, but I believe they're referring to their student Google Classroom ID.
Yes. So your Google Classroom ID, your child's will be, it should have come in the registration email that was sent out yesterday. If you did not receive it, please check your spam or junk folder. If you still don't have an email, your student will receive it on the first day. Usually it's a combination of a student's name and their ID, but wait for your information from your student. So check that. It will be a name at icnschool.com, and then you'll have a password, a generic password that you can change and make your own. Other questions?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, Assalam.
I have a question. On the first day of the school, my son will not be able to attend because we have some commitment. We have some marriage in the family on the 11th, so we have to go out of the town. So I'm wondering that the first day of the school, is it really important to attend, or my son could leave?
So I have to answer appropriately. Every single day is important to attend. Attendance is mandatory. However, we do understand that there are other family circumstances. We do understand that it's a weekend school. So depending on your situation, you have to do what's best for your situation. It is a day where students will get books. Students will get to know their teachers, get to know their students, learn about the rules and expectations, the COVID mitigation strategies that are, being put into effect at the school. So they're going to be learning a lot about the new unique school year. So it is really important to be there. Again, if your child cannot make it, please fill out the absence form and let us know that your child will not be there.
So I have to fill up the absence form, right?
Yes.
Okay, and in the upcoming weeks, I mean the next following week, when my son will go to the school, so he can pick up the books, and on that day he can meet the teacher. I'm just wondering, is that really important on the first day, or I'm really confused. What should I do? Should I let him go to the first school, or I should take a leave on the first day? Because we have to go out of the town, so I'm just considering that point.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think that's a family decision. As the principal of the school, I feel that it's a mandatory first day. Okay. So that's how I answered that question.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I just had a question about the pickup.
Sure.
One of my son is in 6th grade, Arham, and Soban is in 7th. So it's the same time, 12:20 p.m. I just wanted to know how that works. Should I pick Arham first from door number 1 and then walk over to door number 2 to pick up my older son, just to kind of see how that goes?
Sure. Door 1 and door 2 are right next to each other. They're both at the main entrance.
Okay.
So you could essentially tell your children when you guys come out, find each other between the doors
Okay.
and look for dad or look for mom.
Perfect. Perfect. That's
So
great.
you should be good. They're
Awesome.
older students, so it should be okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, I'll go through a couple more questions that came in.
Sure.
If you have a first grader, can the older child take them to the small gym?
Yes, that's a great question. So we are allowing that if the older child has to come through the school, or they can come around from the small gym entrance. So they can come through the school, but they need to, check them out with the teacher that child's teacher, their sibling's teacher. So they can take them out as long as the teacher knows that they're leaving with the sibling.
Okay, next question. Where do we pick our third grade boy from? And I think there's probably a more general question about where all students can be picked up from, maybe a reference to that. But,
sure. Third grade boys and girls will be picked up from the large gym. Now you guys are testing me. They're going to be picked up from the large gym, inshallah, both girls and boys. The only class that's split by gender is fourth grade. So if you have a fourth grader, girls will be in the large gym and boys will be in the small gym.
Yep, that is correct.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question. So which gate or door to drop my first grader and pick up also?
Good question. So first grade, you're going to park in the large parking lot and drop off your first grader to the small gym door. You're going to pick up your child in the same area, but actually from the door next to it, from the large gym door. So it'll be in the same area, it's just a different door because it's the entrance to a different gym.
And there will be signage and volunteers when we get there. So if you don't have it completely memorized, it's okay. And like Sister Aldina said, it'll take first couple of weeks for us to all get acquainted to this. Another question here is, are they allowed to drink water during class?
So that's a great question. They can go to the water fountain. TAs can take them to the water fountain. In terms of drinking in class, if your child brings a water bottle to school, that's fine. We will be working with the TAs to have the students come out of the classroom to take off their mask, to take those sips from their water bottle. If things, move in a positive direction in terms of the transmission levels in the district, that might change. But yes, they can drink water.
A couple more questions that came in the chat. Will there be structured after school program this year?
Unfortunately, no. But I do still have a good answer for you because the ICN community has many amazing programs for children. They have Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and ICN youth programs for middle school students and high school students. So I would encourage you to go onto the Islamic Center of Naperville website to look for those additional opportunities.
What kind of community service events are the kids engaged in?
Oh, well, in the past, there's been various events. At one point when we were allowed field trips, we took students to the Northern Illinois Food Bank to sort food. We've taken them to Feed My Starving Children to pack food for malnourished children. We've made care packages for senior citizens. We've also helped, what are some other opportunities that we've done, Brother Naeem?
For the older students, Feed My Starving Children, and taking them to the food bank.
Yeah.
We've actually volunteered at our own masajid, clean the masjid day and so on. So yeah,
Yep.
there've been many events over the years.
Yep. And throughout the year, whenever there has been a natural disaster, Al-Falah has stepped up. You know, we've collected school supplies. I remember when Hurricane Harvey hit, we collected food when another hurricane hit the East Coast. So we have a lot of fundraisers and collection type service events as well. Last year, even with our online year, we collected school supplies for ICNA relief and underprivileged children. At the end of the year, we did an Islamic book donation drive that we dropped off to the Rohingya Cultural Center as well, all those donations. So there's many different opportunities in school. There's, you know, a lot more, you know, card making and making crafts for other individuals also. But this year we haven't quite solidified what we're going to be doing in that community service realm.
Salam, Sister Alzina. I had a quick question.
Yeah.
Is it okay for the older siblings to drop off the younger siblings to their class first since the parents can't come in?
Sure. So what grade level are you talking about?
Second grade. And my elder kids are sixth grade and LP2, I think.
Yes. So second grade, all of your children will go through the front door.
Okay.
So yeah, they will be able to help them out and drop them off to their classroom because second grade enters through their front door.
Okay, and then will they be able to pick them up before they exit as well?
Yes. So second grade will meet at 12:20 in the small gym.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have your children either come into the small gym from the inside and pick up their brother from their teacher,
Mm-hmm.
or they can walk outside and pick them up from the outside door as well.
Okay.
With security helping.
Okay, and will you have something that will list where different grades will be exiting from and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Currently, their boards are being printed, so they will be up outside the school every Saturday. It's also we'll be posting on our website on the homepage for the first few weeks, and then you'll also find that information in our principal email too.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Another question here about
Alaikum,
whether
sister. I have
we're
a
going to
question.
get books on Saturday. So the answer is yes, inshallah. That's a plan. We have given out books to the teachers, so the students will be getting books on Saturday. And then another related question is, when will school supply list, when will it be available?
You know, I actually realized I must have missed a slide. So I am just going to go back and share my screen because these are first day questions that we missed. So let me just go back to first day and I'll quickly go through the slide. So on the first day on September 11th, what to expect. Sorry about that. We jumped over this by mistake. What to expect. There will be check-in tables outside the gyms, 3 different check-in tables by last name. You will come with your child in the appropriate table, and the first thing they'll do is they'll check if your child is self-certified. If they are, they'll move on, give them their sheet of paper that gives them their name, their grade level, their room number. And then if they're a pre-K, kindergarten, or first grade student, they'll receive a backpack tag that's color coordinated by grade level to put on their backpack. Then your student with that paper, that's their ticket to get in the building. If they're not self-certified, the process stops for you and you have to self-certify your child before you can even continue the process. Entrances as normal. Again, we'll share that on the website as well as we'll send a principal email tomorrow with that information. It's a regular day of classes. You'll get your books or welcome letters and the supply list. You can also find the supply list on our website. And I think I closed out of it, but it's on our website. If you look, I'll let you guys find that tab, but it's on there. All the supplies that each student should bring to school every week, including a backpack and a hijab for girls. There is no uniform. You can wear what you want. Obviously, modest Islamic attire is appropriate attire for the school. They're going to build a classroom community that day, learn about each other, have fun. Dismissal is as normal, like we were just talking about, that it will be every week. There'll be a registration and payment table outside. And if you have any questions, you can email admin@icnschool.com.
And here's the supply list. You can go to parents and supply list on the website.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So I have a question. You guys say something about the water fountain for the kids to drink water. Is that accurate?
The question is pertaining to,
Water fountain?
okay, so is it accurate in terms of can they drink?
Yeah.
If they're available, yes, they can go to the water fountain. If Fisher has closed them, which I'm not sure if they have or not, then obviously they can't.
Okay, because I feel that it's not safe because of this COVID situation. Why can't we just provide the water to the kids?
Sure, and you're more than welcome to do that. Send water with
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Yep.
I just don't want my kids, because they are little and we are very careful with this COVID situation. And you know, my kids, when they see something, they want to do it as well. So I hope there's some type of restriction when it comes to that.
Sure, no, this is great feedback, and we'll talk about it with the team as well.
Okay, thank
For
you.
sure. Also, just another piece of information, each of our teachers received their supply bags last night. In that supply bag was their own classroom hand sanitizer as well as wipes. So they do have that on hand whenever needed for their students.
Another question in here is it possible that the second half of the year lunch be provided and Dhuhr Salah be resumed in the gym? Inshallah, if the restrictions do ease at the state and district level, we'll certainly keep an eye, and inshallah we will head in that direction. We can't say anything at this point. It all depends on how the COVID cases trend and how the restrictions move. So let's make dua for the best. Another related question is around pre-K kids having snacks in the classroom, non-Arabic ones. Sister Elzina, did you want to take that one?
Yeah, so we had this discussion, you know, school for our pre-K kids is only 2 hours and 5 minutes long. And because they're not allowed to eat in the classrooms, because we have issues with, you know, the number of students in places, we also want to maintain, you know, limit the number of times students are moving for contact tracing purposes. So we are not allowing that for the younger students that are from 10 to 12:05.
Yeah, and we cannot have food in the classroom according to Fisher policy. And if students do eat, masks come off, and this is an unvaccinated crowd. So we have factored in a lot of points in coming to these decisions. A lot of discussions have been had, so that is it's unfortunate that we understand they're little kids, they may get hungry, so please have them come in with good breakfast, and maybe right when you pick them up, you can have a meal ready for them. So if you can just plan it around that, it may take a week or two to get used to that, but we're just doing this for everyone's safety, inshallah. Another question is, are uniforms required? There are certain dress code expectations around modesty, modest dressing, but we don't have a school uniform. Another question is, how can we reach out to the special needs teacher lead? Does Brother Farhan have an alias, Sister Elzina, that you know of?
Al-Falah, I will tell you in 1 second, inshallah.
Okay.
I think it's alfalah.mohsen@gmail.com, but I will check for you.
Actually, yeah, it's
Yep, alfalah.mohsen@gmail.com. I can type that in the chat. Any other questions?
my daughter wants to volunteer. Who should she contact? The link on the last slide that Sister Elzina was sharing. Inshallah, those slides will be sent out, right, so Sister Elzina?
Inshallah, this recording will be shared.
Yep. So there's a link there for volunteering, so she or anybody else that wants to volunteer can fill out the form. We have to park for all grades pickup, and will the circle drive be open for older grades? I assume that means the car line.
So the question is, will the
So will parents have to park? Like, who parks and who stands in the line?
So you can determine with your own family situation whether you want to be in the circle drive. If you need to pick up your younger child from the gym, then you probably want to park. If an older child is getting a younger child, then maybe you're just in the circle drive. So it just depends on the family situation, what's convenient and what works well with your children.
Can I squeeze in a question?
Sure.
I actually have two questions. The first one again is about pickup, and you're getting a lot of those. I have a first grader and a third grader with different dismissal times. So is there any chance of the first grader waiting with the third grader? Because I'm assuming that's for Salah, right? To pray the Dhuhr, or do we have to pick them up by 12:05 and then wait for the second one?
So we do not have Salah this year.
Oh.
We do not have Salah this year. So your first grader will need to be picked up between 12:05 and 12:15. Your third grader will need to be picked up after 12:20. If you don't pick up your first grader at 12:15, then the next pickup time for that group of students is 12:45, unfortunately. Because again, we have to take out all the students who are remaining from pre-K, kindergarten, and first from the gyms, so that our second, third, and fourth graders can now come in the gym for pickup. And again, we cannot have more than 50 students in the gym. So I'd highly encourage pre-K through first grade to pick up your children between 12:05 and 12:15. And I wouldn't encourage leaving your child, because I do know that there are additional fees if that happens, multiple times.
Okay. And then my second question is about the first day of school, with it being on 9/11. And this is just something that was circulating sort of in another WhatsApp group about Al-Falah, just maybe talking about it with the kids, and the impact it's had. Obviously, my kids are first and third graders, so I'm not sure how much it would, maybe with the third grader relevant, but just older grades too, with the impact it's had on the Muslim community the day of and years leading up to. I don't expect an answer right now. It's just something that maybe the teachers could discuss if they want to mention in class, with it especially being the day of.
No, of course. No, great comment and great feedback. I will write that down. It's not on our first day agenda, but yeah, if the teachers have time, I think that would be an opportunity for a good discussion.
Last question that I have here in the chat is, are students expected to use a laptop or tablet to access Google Classroom? And the answer is, well, during class. So no, they're not expected to bring in a laptop or a tablet to school to access Google Classroom. That's the question here. Google Classroom is a platform for teachers to be able to communicate with parents. Sure, students can use that login to access information that the teachers are putting out there, but they're not required to do that in school. So we're not expecting anybody to bring technology to access Google Classroom within the first hours.
I do want to add that some teachers for older grades may want to play online games with their students, where a student would need a device. devices are not allowed in the classroom, but in that scenario, if the teacher has told the students in advance, bring your phone or, whatever device so that we can play Kahoot or whatever online game, then, devices are allowed in the classroom. If there's a situation that a student does not have a device, I'm sure the teachers will come up with an alternative for that child so that they can participate as well.
Thank you, Sister Alzina. Those are all the questions in the chat, at least from what I gathered. If I've missed anything, please feel free to voice them.
I do see something about supplies. The supplies should come back and forth every Saturday. So if the students do crafts in the class, they'll have their scissors, they'll have their crayons, they'll have whatever they need to participate properly in class.
Assalamualaikum. I just had a question. So if the older kids drop the younger ones off if they're in first grade, they can drop them off for school, but they can't pick them up. I just want to clarify.
So they actually can do both. They can drop them off, but they should drop them off from the outside doors, the outside gym doors.
Okay.
They can pick them up from either doorway.
Okay. All right, Jazakallah. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the flow of traffic for the older students should be to the classrooms and not to the small gym. So that's why the drop off in the morning should be from the outside.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
We're good.
All right, with that, Jazakallah khair again immensely to each of you for being here today again, for asking your amazing questions. Keep the feedback coming. I took notes. We love feedback. That's how we grow and we succeed together as one whole team, like Brother Naeem was mentioning earlier. So with that, I'd like Brother Naeem to end with a dua.
Sure, inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, wa fil akhirati hasana, wa qina adhab an-nar. Ya Allah, we ask that you help our staff and the entire volunteer team execute to the procedures and impart services to the community with the best quality. Ya Allah, we ask that you help all of us execute this year with the best manner possible. Ya Allah, we ask that you help us disseminate knowledge to our children, and you help us make them the best they are in terms of their iman and in terms of developing their deen. Ya Allah, we ask that you accept this from all of us and forgive our sins, and then you help us enter Jannatul Firdaus. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you, everyone.
Alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. We're excited for day one. We hope everyone else is too.
Yeah.
Jazakallah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
You're welcome. Alaikum.
Thank you.
We can end the recording as well.
Yeah. Let me do that.